Hello everyone. Today let us start with axons. Okay, they are always called as neurons. Okay, so neuron or nerve cell is defined as the structural and functional unit of nervous system. So it is different from other cells. Okay, so mainly by two way. So how means neurons has branches or process which is called as axons or dendrites, and neurons doesn't have centrosome. Okay, so that it cannot undergo any cell division. So that once the nerve cells are lost, it's lost only. Whether it cannot divide it further undergo for growth and maturation. So classification of neurons. So neurons can be classified depending on the following methods. So depending on number of poles, depending on the function, and depending on the length of the axons. Okay. So coming to depending on number of poles. So based on number of poles from which the nerve fibers arise, neurons can be divided into three types: unipolar, bipolar, and multipolar neurons. So unipolar neurons are the neurons that have only one pole. Okay. From a straight single pole, both the axon and dendrites will arise. Okay, so this type of nerve cell is present only in the embryonic stage in the human beings. So next is the bipolar neurons, with which two poles are known as bipolar neurons. So axons arise from one pole and dendrites will arise from another pole. So multipolar neurons, so the neurons which is having many poles. So one of the poles will give to rise to axon, and the all remaining others will give to dendrites. Okay, so there will be many dendrites will be there. So coming to structure of neuron, so neuron will be having mainly three parts. So nerve cell body, dendrite and axon. So dendrite and axon form the process of neurons. So dendrites are short process and the axons are long process. So dendrites and axons are usually called nerve fibers. So axon has a long center core of cytoplasm called axoplasm. So axoplasm is covered by tubular sheath like membrane called as axolemma. Next is the nerve cell body. So nerve cell body, it is otherwise known as soma or perichorion. So it is irregular in shape like any other cell. It is consist of main mass of cytoplasm called neuroplasm, which is covered by a cell membrane. So the cytoplasm, it consists of a large nucleus, cell bodies, neurofibrils, mitochondria, and Golgi apparatus. So each neuron has one nucleus which is centrally placed and in a nerve cell body. So nerve fiber is described above. It is non-myelinated nerve fiber which is not covered by myelin sheath. Nerve fiber which is insulated by myelin sheath, it is called as myelinated nerve fibers. So this is the structure of neuron. So the long one, it is called as axon, and the smaller projections here called as dendrites. Okay. So next, myelin sheath is the thick lipoprotein sheath that insulates the myelinated nerve fiber. Myelin sheath is not a continuous sheath, it is absent at a regular interval. So the area where myelin sheath is absent, it is called as node of Ranvier. So myelin sheath is responsible for the color of the nerve fiber. So the functions of your myelin sheath are faster conduction and insulation capacity. So myelin sheath is responsible for faster conduction of impulses through the nerve fibers. So in myelinated nerve fibers, the impulses jumps from one node to another node. So this type of transmission of impulses is called as saltatory conduction. So insulating capacity, myelin sheath has a high insulating capacity. Because of this quality, myelin sheath restricts the nerve impulses within the single nerve fiber and prevents the stimulation of neighboring nerve fibers. Okay, so these are all the functions of the myelin sheath. So next is the neurolemma. So neurolemma is a thin membrane which surrounds the axis cylinder of the axon. So it is also called as neurolemmal sheath or sheath of Schwann. So it contains Schwann cells which have flattened and elongated nuclei. So cytoplasm is a thin and modified to form the thin sheath of neurolemma. So at the node of Ranvier, where myelin sheath is absent, neurolemma invaginates and runs up to the axolemma in form of finger-like process. So functions of neurolemma. So in non-myelinated nerve fibers, the neurolemma serves as a covering membrane. So in myelinated nerve fibers, it is necessary for formation of myelin sheath. That is formation of myelin sheath. It is called as myelinogenesis. Neurolemma is absent in the CNS. So the neuroglial cells called oligodendrial are responsible for myelogenesis in the CNS. Okay. So neuroglia, it is otherwise called as glue cells. It is the supporting cells of the nervous system. So neuroglial cells are non-excitable, that is they will be present along with the nerves, neurons, but they are not excited and do not contain or do not transmit the impulses. Okay, that is action potential of the cell. So these cells are also called as non-neural cells or glial cells. So when compared to number of neurons, the number of glial cells is 10 to 15 times more. So neuroglial cells play an important role in reaction of nerve during the infections. So classification of neuroglial cells. So neuroglial cells are distributed in the CNS and as well as peripheral nervous system. So according to neuroglial cells, they are classified into central nervous system neuroglial cells and peripheral nervous system neuroglial cells. So central neuroglial cells are it is present in CNS. Again, it is classified into three types: astrocytes, microglia, and oligodendrocytes. So astrocytes are star-shaped neuroglial cells present in all the parts of the brain. The two types of astrocytes in human brain are fibrous astrocytes and protoplasmic astrocytes. So fibrous astrocytes, they will occupy mainly the white matter, so which you are going to see in the further classes. So white matter. So few fibrous astrocytes are seen in the gray matter also. So this type of astrocytes play an important role in formation of blood-brain barrier. So blood-brain barrier is nothing but an imaginary barrier which will protect your brain. Okay. So by sending process to the blood vessels of the brain, so particularly the capillaries forming tight junction with the capillary membrane. So tight junction in turn forms the blood brain barrier. So next is the protoplasmic astrocytes. So they are present in the gray matter. The process of neuroglia run between the nerve cell bodies. Next is the microglia. So microglia are smallest neuroglial cells. These are the derived from monocytes and enter the tissues of the nervous system from the blood. So these cells are phagocytic, that is cell eating in nature. They will migrate to the site of infection or injury and often called as macrophages of CNS. So next is the oligodendrocytes. Oligodendrocytes are neuroglial cells which produce myelin sheath around the nerve fibers in the CNS. So peripheral neuroglial cells. So it is of two types, Schwann cells and satellite cells. So Schwann cells are the major glial cells in PNS, provide myelination around the nerve fibers in the PNS, that is peripheral nervous system. So play an important role in nerve regeneration. Next is satellite cells or the glial cells present on the exterior surface of the PNS neurons, that is peripheral nervous system, provide physical support to the PNS, help in regulation of chemical environment of the extracellular fluid around the PNS. So next, there is always a more than one neuron involved in the transmission of nerve impulses from origin to its destination, whether it is sensory or motor neuron. So whatever the neurons, so one or more neurons will be involved. So there is no physical contact between the neurons. So the point at which nerve impulses pass from one neuron to another neuron, it is called as synapse. Okay. So the space between them is called as synaptic cleft. So the synaptic vesicles containing a chemical neurotransmitter is released into the synaptic cleft. So neurotransmitters are synthesized by the nerve cells, actually transported across the axons and stored in the synaptic vesicles. So they are released by the process called as exocytosis in response to the action potential and diffuse across the synaptic cleft. So they act on the specific receptor on the site of the postsynaptic membrane. So this is called as synapse. So with this, today's topic is over. So remaining we can see in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.